Welcome to the Simplicit Technologies Power of Teams webinar. Thank you for jumping in and joining us today. Okay, just a couple of business things going on here. All right, so just want to let you know this is being recorded live for our YouTube channel. If you go to youtube.com/simplicit365, you can like and subscribe this video. Also click the little bell icon and it will update you anytime we post new content. We've had a lot of requests for this and we want to hear from you. So we want you to give us feedback about what you think or things you want to learn, things you want to train your organization on. These are here for free to empower and educate you. So you're welcome to take notes. You're welcome to take screenshots of what I have up on the screen there. And we want this to be a training for you and your team to see the power of teams. So just as a kind of a litmus test before we actually jump into the presentation here, I'm going to send a poll out. If you kind of click at the bottom of your screen there, you've got a thing that says poll. I just launched it. I want you to go ahead and answer those two questions. They're very, very simple questions. It's completely anonymous. No one's going to get called out or anything. I want to know what your level of skill is with Teams, just so we can kind of understand where everybody's coming from who's in this. We've got about 34 attendees. That's great. We are expecting a lot more. So this is going to be great. And again, this is completely anonymous. Two questions, really quick. Thank you for answering. And also, I want to direct your attention to the Q&A option down at the bottom. There's a Q&A option. If you go ahead and click that window, you can ask a question live during this webinar. And my CTO, Isaac, will be on the other end answering those questions as we go. I'll also leave a little bit of time at the end for us to answer any questions that you might have, and we might have follow-up questions for you. So we'll leave that little bit of time at the end of this. And if we don't get to all of your questions, you can always email support at Simplicit365, and we can get all of these answered questions for you. So about 31 out of the 39 have voted. I'll give that just another minute before we jump in here. So here we go. So I'll just give you just a few more seconds on that poll. If you're just jumping in and you click poll down at the bottom of your Zoom window there where you're seeing me, you can click that poll and answer the two questions and give us that feedback. So let's jump in. Every organization has to collaborate. They have to meet, discuss, and form a plan. If everyone within an organization is on a different platform trying to accomplish the same goal, it can be very tricky. If everyone is on a different platform, it makes the creative collaboration difficult. Teams is the cross-platform collaboration tool. Now, really quick, I'm going to publish these results. It looks like a few people are still voting, but I'm just going to go ahead and publish them so everybody kind of sees where everybody's at. And I'm going to share the results. They should pop up on your screen there. Looks like we've got a somewhat decent balance. A lot of people are using Zoom. That's very good. A lot of beginners in here today. That's great. You have come to the right place. So here we go. I'm going to start on my presentation here. So what do we hope to accomplish today is I want to show you what Teams is, okay? You can chat from anywhere, you can meet from anywhere, you can call from anywhere, and you can collaborate from anywhere. And today, the expectations I want to set, the things I am going to teach you today are: number one, how to download and install Teams. Number two, how to create a new team, how to invite people to a Teams meeting, how to create a new channel in Teams, how to create a poll, and then we'll save time at the end for a Q&A session. A poll is a great thing to collaborate information within your organization. It's a great tool. So how can you use Teams? Well, you have to have a license. Now, this is the person that is administrating the meeting has to have a license. People outside of your organization do not. So Office 365 Business Premium, Essentials, E1, E2, E3, or E5 licensing. because you're a client of ours, we want you to have Teams. If you have any problems accessing Teams or you don't know if you have it, email support at 365, Simplicit 365, and we'll assist you with getting Teams set up. So quick special offers. Microsoft is offering Teams for 6 months for free. You get a free E1 license for 6 months. That's an Enterprise One license. Now, the caveat is that you can't be an Office 365 subscriber. You have to be a new Office 365 member. So tell your friends if they're like, hey, jump on Teams, set up an account. You can use it for free for 6 months. Very, very simple. And one other feature that Microsoft is working on allowing is up to 9 chat windows on a single display. So when you do your meetings, you're like the Brady Bunch. You're all muted. I assume that you're all laughing. So one thing I noticed, we had some late entries. The Q&A session at the bottom of your Zoom screen, go ahead and click that as we start. You can ask questions live, and Isaac, our CTO, will be answering those questions. So, all right, now we're going to jump into the actual demo. So when you go to portal.office.com and you sign in, you pretty much get this window here. You get your applications at the top. And here is Teams. When you click Teams for the first time, it will give you an option. It will say, hey, do you want to get the Windows app, or do you want to use the web app instead? For the sake of this tutorial and webinar, I'm going to use the web app. But if you click Get the Windows app, it will download the actual install file. You double click, run the install, and you have Microsoft Teams on your workstation. I do recommend using it locally on your workstation, as it is a better option and a better way of doing things rather than just exclusively doing everything in a browser. So we'll click into Teams. And we'll start here at the top on the interface. We've got activity. Activity is a great way to see what you're being pinged about. All of your notifications, everything that involves you, a chat, a meeting, everything that you need to be in, it all is going to jump to the top of activity here, and you'll get a little notification bell. And I'll get more into that, specifically how to ping people so that they actually see it. So right in here, the chat feature, this is a great feature, okay? There's a lot of different things. It's not just chatting back and forth. As a matter of fact, I've got Isaac and Maria in on this chat. Hey, let's discuss the project this afternoon. So I spelled discuss wrong, ignore it. This group chat now has obviously pinged both of these members. And I can actually change the name of this group chat to whatever I want. So I can click the little pen there to edit it, and I can say chat for project ABC. And now I've labeled that chat specifically to what I want it to be about. So I got the thumbs up. If you hover your mouse over the message, you can use any one of these emojis. Isaac gave the thumbs up. I'm going to give the thumbs up. And Maria, I'm going to give her the thumbs up too. Now, if you want to directly message somebody very quickly, there's a couple ways you can do it, and this will go to the top of their priority. In the command window at the top, you can hit the @ button, and then start typing in the name of the user. So I'm going to go @Isaac. I can actually send him a message very quickly from here. Hey, how was the meeting with your boss? And that goes directly to him. I don't have to compose a message, type the name, then type my message. I can just hit @Isaac, boom, and it goes directly to him. It's a quicker way of using chat. Now, if you're in a group chat and you want something to stick out to one particular person in the chat, you can actually hit their name. I'm going to say @Maria, and it shows the hyperlink of her name. What time works for you? I know you have to leave early. That goes to the top of her activity right here where we had discussed your feed of everything that's going on. So Isaac responded to me. He put was good. That's good. It's good to have a good meeting with your boss. So these chat features, putting that @ symbol either in the message And we'll have that meeting at 1 o'clock. Very good, Maria. So at the message in the message window there, or in the command, it's a very, very powerful, quick way to get someone's attention in Teams. Now, let's say that you're done chatting about something and you actually want to talk to people face to face. So now my face is actually covering where this is on your screen. So you can actually click on my face and drag it if you want to. Either way, I can just kind of minimize this and show you. I'll show you a little bit here. So you've got these two buttons. You got the video call and you got the straight call. You can just quickly click that button and boom, you're in a conference call or you're in a video chat with the two people that are, or one person that is in that chat message. It's very, very easy, simple to communicate when it comes to using these chat features and then jumping into a quick call or a video chat, especially with everybody working from home, social distancing. It's a great feature to not have to feel a little bit more connected. Now we're going to jump down to the bread and butter of this application, and that's Teams. So right now we have Contoso, we have marketing, and we have the webinar development. So I created those teams just kind of ahead of time just to show you what they look like. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create a new team. So right down here at the bottom of your screen, you hit join or create a team. So if you get a code from somebody inviting you to a team, that's where you would put that. But for today, I'm going to create a team. And it gives you two options. It says you can either build a team from scratch or you can create from an Office 365 group. Now, we all have groups within Office 365. We've got the partners, executives, HR, finance, all. So it goes to everybody. You can create a team based off an already existing group. For the sake of today, I'm going to build a team from scratch. I'm going to make it private, and I'm going to call it Executive Team. And I'm going to hit Create. Once you create the team, it's going to give you the opportunity to invite people to that team. So I'm going to invite Isaac, and I'm going to invite Maria. And once I hit add, it's going to give me the option to actually make them just members or owners. So if I click here, it gives you the option to change them to owners. The biggest difference between an owner and a member is that an owner can invite as many people as they want to that group. Keep everybody as members. If you go out of town, maybe make somebody else an owner. So that way some stuff can be done administratively, but keep the owner pool as small as you can. So I've created this team and I have this tab here underneath called General. And I'm going to go over the tabs really quick here. So you got Posts. Posts is where you go to, basically it's the front page, the place where all the chats and everything will go. You got Files. Every file that's shared within this team will be located here, whether it's in a chat or through a channel, through that specific channel, and I'll show you what that is in just a minute. And then the wiki. I love the wiki. It's amazing. If you have meetings constantly, executives have meetings all the time. If I can spell it right, executive meeting. So if you have a meeting and you've got someone in that meeting taking notes, this is a great place to put those notes. All of the things that were discussed in the meeting, all of the steps that were taken, the tasks and notes for the next meeting, all of them can go in here. And what's amazing is that as you add new pages, it kind of becomes like a knowledge base of all of your meetings. You can go back to a meeting from a couple of years ago and say, hey, so I remember this was our goal here, that we wanted to meet this and we wanted this to be documented. No matter who's with the organization, whether they've come or gone, this stays in place. So it's a great, great tool. I love the wiki, it's great. Now I'm gonna jump into channels. So with channels, I like to call them topics. So I've got topics set up. I'm going to go here to marketing. I've got general, East Coast, and then upcoming live webinar. These are different topics or channels within my team. And each one, I'm going to create one here. I'm going to say add channel, and I'm going to call this one budget. And I'm going to make it private because I don't want everybody in the organization, or everyone within the team rather, to see it. And you'll know that it's private And I'll invite Maria, or I'll invite Isaac. Okay, so I'll invite them. Isaiah, there you go, and you'll be a member. So I invited them. You see that there's a little lock there. That lock just means that obviously it's only visible to the people that are able to see it within the team. What's really great and really powerful about channels is that you can actually send an email from Outlook into the channel with an attachment, with a message, with a conversation chain, and then it's always saved under that channel. So I'm going to demonstrate that really quick. I'm going to right click the upcoming live webinar, and I'm going to hit get email address right here. So just takes a second. Okay, so this creates an email address specifically for this channel. So I'm going to go over here to mail, and I'm going to hit new message, and I'm going to email that channel. So I'm going to paste that, and I'm going to say budget, and I'll add an attachment. And this attachment will show up in files. I'm going to do document. Oh, the bar takes forever. And then I'm going to hit send. Now we're going to go back to this channel and go to upcoming live webinar. And in the front page of that post, that channel should show up, or that there it is. So yearly budget goes directly into the channel. We've got the attachment that people can click on, the original email. It's all there to be seen. Very, very powerful. All you have to do is right click, email, copy, paste. It's difficult because you look at it this way. How often every single day does it take you to find a document? You're like, there was like a couple months ago, I got a search, I got, oh shoot, search that. I don't remember, blah, blah, blah. You're trying all of these things just to find a document that you know is either in Outlook on your computer. This will actually not only track that document per team, it also tracks the email as well. So you have the original email file, you've got everything in here, and when it was sent. Very easily searchable. I dare you to ask, how long is the average amount of time spent searching for emails, documents, old emails? It takes us forever. With Teams, you just shoot the email into a channel. It's very, very easy to find later. So we've gone over channels, how to create them, teams, how to create them, what the different options are. Really quick, I'm going to jump into one piece of feedback that a lot of our clients have been getting at, and that is inviting somebody from outside of the organization to a Teams meeting. How do we do that? So for the sake of this webinar, I've set up a Gmail account, and I'm going to create a meeting form Teams and invite someone outside the organization. I'll show you what it looks like, just so you have that reference. So I could go to Calendar and create a Teams meeting. However, we're not going to be doing that. If we're going to create a meeting, it's going to be in Outlook. So I'm going to go to Outlook and go to our calendar here, and I'm going to hit New Event. And we're going to go Executive Budget Meeting. Swear I can spell. And then I'm going to invite the person outside. It's Chris Simplicit 365 at Gmail. That's the account I created. And then I'm going to turn on this Teams meeting option. Now, I'm not going to, I'm obviously going to show you how to do it in the local version of Outlook as well. So I'm going to hit send, and that's off to the races. Now I'm going to show you how to do it in Teams locally. So I'm going to do executive meeting. And then I'm going to click this Teams dot, and then it puts the hyperlink into the invite. So you obviously put your description, click join Teams meeting, and that will be how you invite someone from outside the organization. So I am in my Gmail account. I'm outside the organization. I have no idea what's going on. I'm going to hit refresh here. And that email should be coming in soon. Let's see where it is. Maybe we need to do it again. Let's try again. It was sent, and there it is. It's responded. We'll refresh Gmail. And I'll try sending it locally so we get 2 invites. So we'll go back to here. Could it be in my spam? No spam. Okay. All right, well, let me try sending it one more time. If not, we'll have to do this in another webinar. I'm gonna try one more time. New meeting, test, invite, Chris Simplicit, Teams meeting, and send. All right, let's see if that came through now. So this is very tricky sometimes. Okay, so obviously it will come through. They'll click on it, and then they click that join meeting, and then they're going to get a tab similar to this. They're going to get a tab similar to this. It's going to say get the Windows app or use the web app instead. You can use then just tell them, look, if you're going to use it on an iPhone, because obviously you can use it on everything, you can use it on an iPhone, or you could just download it and install it to your computer. But if it's a one-time meeting, using it in the web is fine. But if you're going to join on a phone, just make sure that that you have the app downloaded ahead of time. Because if you go and you hit it, it's going to take you over to the App Store, make you download the app, then you hit it, then you join, and you're a few minutes late to that meeting. So we don't want that to happen. Did we ever get that email? We didn't. Well, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking with me so far. But let's go back into Teams, and I'm going to show you a couple more features. So calls. You can obviously call people from anywhere in the office, just quickly from here, or from a chat, or you can go to Files here. Oh my gosh, it came through. Oh, that's Isaac testing. Thank you, Isaac. Booyah, there it is. Okay, so from outside the organization, we're back. We click this, and like I said, they have the option, download the app or join on the web instead. Then I'm just going to hit join on the web. Now, when your user from outside the organization gets that option and it pops up in their browser, it gives them 2 options. Do you want to allow access to your microphone or your camera? If you accidentally click allow, and then you say continue without audio or video, you still have the option to change it. You can mute your microphone or turn off and just be a spectator, or you can turn it on and join the meeting. Or if you change your mind during the meeting, so I'm going to join. And if you change your mind during the meeting, you can unmute yourself and you can talk. And then when the meeting's over, you can hang up. So I'm glad I was able to show you that. That was a big piece of feedback. So there we go. All right, so back here, I'm going to go over a couple more things, and then we're going to jump into our Q&A session here. So go use web. So I'm going to, obviously we've got calls, and then we've got meetings. I've just demonstrated, obviously you call somebody quickly within within a group chat or from here, or you have a meeting within within Teams. The difference between calls and meetings are you can actually record meetings. You can record the video, you can obviously record the chat, any annotations that are made on documents, it can all be recorded. And what's really great is that you can actually transcribe what's said in your meeting. So you turn on those features. It's something I'm going to have to do in another webinar because it uses this application called Stream to actually facilitate the recording of the call. But what it does is it actually, like, let's say you have an hour-long meeting and you want somebody just to hear the plans for the lunch or meeting, that you can actually send them the video and they do a search and it will generate the time code of where they start discussing that feature. So you don't have to watch the entire hour. You can just watch that portion of it that pertains to you. So it's a great way to save time. give us some feedback. If you want to actually see how to do that, we're going to put one of those together. If you're interested, I definitely think that's something that is very useful within an organization. Now, I'm going to show you one last thing, file collaboration. So this is huge. File collaboration is great within a team when everybody's working towards the same goal. It's a great option. So I'm going to go here to Contoso, and I'm going to go to Files. And I'm going to click right here on this document here. And the way that you can collaborate is that obviously you just start writing. So this is a Power of Teams webinar, installing, creating teams, creating topics or channels. And while you're typing, someone else can jump in and start typing. So Isaac jumped in there and he's starting to type. So we're both editing the same document at the same time. And I can click on this over here and we can start having a conversation in reference to, what we're typing. It's very, very simple. It's a very powerful tool. And we're going to, obviously, we can just keep typing and people fill out further down along. It's a great tool for collaborating in files. You can also do it with Excel. You can do it with any of the apps that I'm about to show you. Last thing, I know I said that like 5 times, but I swear this is the last thing. The applications that you can tie in are very, very powerful. So if I go here back to my team, and I go here to the plus sign, you can actually add applications in. And this Forms one, I think, is amazing. Forms is a simple way to create, similar to the poll that you took when we started, similar to that poll, you can actually create polls for internal collaboration within your company. You click that, you set up a few questions, it creates a form, you copy the link and email it to everybody and just say, hey, we want your feedback about our new healthcare plan. We want your feedback about the lunch that we had catered yesterday. We want your feedback about where we should have our company party in the holidays. This is a great tool for easy, quick way. Everything is loaded into an Excel spreadsheet. You can open it and look at the data. Very, very simple. You just click Forms. Not going to go too deep into that because we are short on time. I really want to be sensitive of everyone's time, but that's a great tool. We'll definitely get to that, demonstrating how that works in another webinar. So I just want you guys to know this is the tip of the iceberg of what Teams actually does, okay? Teams does so much for your organization, and like I said, we've only done just the basics. So I'm gonna unmute my partner in crime here, Isaac. Isaac, how are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
Good. That was a good save. Thank you for sending me that Gmail email. I don't know why that didn't work, but
no problem.
Okay, so just a few minutes here as we wrap up. What questions are we getting in our?
Here, let me go. I'll go through them. People are interested in the stream recording and searching, which I guess we will try and have a webinar ready for something like that. Sure. Also getting a question about how many people can join. Now that number constantly changes, and it also is based on licensing. If you get the free version, I think it's 250. And I believe it's moving between 1,000 from a certain type of license up to 10,000 at the highest end. You currently can only see 4 people at a time. They did say that the 9 people at a time is coming any minute now, but sure, that's all the information we have on that.
And I guess I didn't necessarily go into this because I didn't want to deter us too much, but the difference, you can actually book 2 different things within Teams. There's an option for a meeting, and then there's an option for a live event. So without getting too into that, a live event is something that can be open to the public and can have, I believe, 1,000 people or more. Is that correct? or up to 1,000 people.
It depends on licensing. It can get up to 10,000.
10,000. So yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know if anybody's got events that are that big, but honestly, in the time of social distancing, that might be a thing that you do. So there is an option when you're creating live events. If you want more on that, more information on that, shoot us an email or type it in the question or type it in the Q&A box there. We came out, we got about a minute left here, but I'm willing to kind of stay a little bit longer, or looks like we got
There is one thing that I did get a question outside of the Q&A here. If you want to pull up Teams about sharing, you can, when you're sharing your screen inside a meeting, you have an option of either sharing one of your screens, which would basically give you the option of changing between applications, and your screen would be shared on the meeting, versus sharing a specific window or application. So say you would be sharing a Word document, and then unlike what we saw here where we were working on a document together, it would be sharing that view of the document only, and thus not letting other people see the other things that you might have popping up on your screen.
Right. Well, Eyal jumped in here.
Do we have more questions?
And basically we got another question about consent for microphone and camera. Basically, if you join a meeting that somebody else manages, they do have the option of muting or unmuting you during, but they don't have an option to control your camera.
That's definitely good to know.
Yeah. And only one person at a time can share their screen, because what you can see is limited. So one person would share their screen. If somebody else would start to share their screen, the view would change to the new person who's sharing.
Right on.
So first of all, I want to thank everyone for joining this webinar. We got a lot of requests from our clients, questions, so we thought it would be a good idea to have a webinar. We will upload it to our YouTube channel and send everyone here an email with a link to go and review it and potentially send it to other people. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more for Office 365 and for Teams specifically. There are new features and apps that are being released, and Microsoft has accelerated the development and release of new features, given the fact that we are kind of forced to operate from the cloud and let go of the old traditional way of accessing our technology. So with that in mind, as I said, there's new features. We're happy to sit down with you guys and explore ways to boost your productivity by having easier collaboration mechanism, sharing files, chatting, and so on and so forth. And again, one more thing, if you have specific requests, for example, features that you want us to cover, we're happy to do it. If there's request for us to sit down locally with your group of people for your company and just have a one-on-one, meaning, a couple of hours, a couple of my team versus your entire team, to have a conversation and see what your pain is. And, we welcome this engagement. We are here to help you thrive in this day and age and, do things better.
And also, we want your feedback or the things that we could have done better with this. I mean, I want to keep it to 30 minutes, but if you prefer longer, I can talk for as long until you tell me to be quiet. But any feedback, we would love to hear.